Hello everyone, this is Scott from eLearning, and in this video we're going to be exploring how to make your Zoom meetings more secure. So as you can see, I have a Zoom window open right now, and I have this test meeting that I'm setting up as an upcoming meeting. Right now it's set to be a recurring meeting, just like many of you use in your courses throughout the term. And so I'm going to go into the Edit right here, and I'm going to edit some of the meeting settings to make it a little bit more secure. So the first thing that I will want to do is I'm going to enable a passcode for the meeting. Now Zoom will automatically generate a passcode for you, but you can type in any passcode you want and have that be your meeting passcode. We would also recommend changing the passcode a couple times throughout the term, just so that students can't send it to friends or things like that. The second thing that we would encourage you to do is enable a waiting room. With a waiting room, you will have to admit each student individually to the meeting, but it means that someone who isn't supposed to be there gets stuck in this waiting room. They don't get to just automatically join your meeting. And the third thing that you can do is require authentication to join. And what that will mean is students will need to sign in to Zoom. Now, because COCC has a single sign-on system, anyone with a COCC account that's signing into COCC Canvas will be able to then sign into Zoom without having to re-enter their username and password. So it's not actually an extra step for students, but it does mean that they have to be signed in to Canvas in order to sign into your Zoom meeting. Otherwise, it will then ask them for a password and a username. So now let's talk about some things that you can do inside a meeting if someone does get in that you don't want. Okay, so as you can see, I now have the Zoom meeting up and running, and now we're going to learn about how to deal with someone who maybe gets into a Zoom meeting that you don't want to be there. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to go to our security panel, and from the security panel I can do a number of things. I can lock the meeting, and what that means is that no one else can join, which means that if I have everyone in my meeting that I want to be there, I can lock that meeting and then no one else can join the meeting. Now, if a student disconnects and needs to rejoin, you'll have to temporarily unlock it and let them back in. If I don't have a waiting room enabled, I can enable it from here. I can also force students to hide their profile pictures. And if a student has an inappropriate profile picture, for example, this may be something that you would want to do. I can also enable or disable participant screen sharing, enable or disable participant chat, enable or disable the ability for someone to rename themselves, to unmute themselves, or to start their own video. And then if something is going terribly wrong, very quickly you can come to the security panel, go to Suspend Participant Activities. That's going to bring up a window that just says Suspend all participant activities. Everyone's video and audio will be turned off, screen sharing will stop, and the meeting will be locked. And then when you click the Suspend button, you then can give yourself some time to sort out whatever's going on and then restart the meeting when you're ready. There's also this automatically report to Zoom, and that can be useful if you have someone that's doing something, for example, illegal in your meeting. Hopefully that never happens, but just in case, that way Zoom is aware of it and they can take action too. So the other thing that you may want to do is you may want to know, okay, what if someone's in my meeting? What are my options there? Okay, so now as you can see, I'm in this meeting twice. Once as myself, as the host, and once as a participant. And as the participant, I'm going to be very disruptive. And so maybe I want to get rid of this person, or at least have them have a little timeout. And so in order to do that, I'm going to go to this Manage Participants right here, and that's going to open up a little flyout menu on the right side. And from here, I can find the person that's being disruptive, and I can go to this More, and I can put them in a waiting room. And if I do that, then they're kind of just in a room by themselves where I can then go to that waiting room and talk to them one-on-one, or I can just simply remove them from the meeting. I can also report them to Zoom if they're doing something that I think is maybe a little beyond the pale for what they should be doing in a Zoom meeting. So you have some options here to quickly just get rid of someone that you don't want in your meeting, or at least to kind of put them in a little timeout if you need to have a little chat with them. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this person. And then it says, once removed, they will not be able to rejoin the meeting. That's okay. I'm not going to report myself to Zoom, but you may want to report a student. So we can remove them. And now it's just me again. Okay, hopefully that gives you some tips and tricks for how to make your Zoom meetings more secure, and hopefully gives you a little bit more confidence in Zoom going forward. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email us at elearning@cocc.edu. Thanks for watching.